one knowing no burden of a lean and wasteful learning, and the other knowing no burden of heavy, tedious penury. These time ailments withal.
Who doth he gallop withal?
With a think to the gallows, for, though he go as soft as foot can fall, he thinks himself too soon there.
Who stays it still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, for they sleep between term and term, and perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney you see, dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you can purchase, and so removed it well.
I have been told so of many, and indeed an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his younger days an inland man, one who knew the courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I'm not a woman, to be touched with so many giddy offences that he hath generally taxed their whole sex withal.
I pray you, what are some of the principal evils that you lay to the charge of women?
There were none principal. All were like one another as halfpence are, each fault seeming monstrous until its fellow fault came to match it.
I pray thee, recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on those that are sick. There's a young man who haunts the forest, abusing our young plants, with carving Rosalind in their barks, hanging oaths upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all forsooth deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could but meet that fancy monger, I'd give him some good counsel, for he seems to have the condition of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shamed. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
But there are none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me to know a man in love, of which cage of rushes I am sure you are not a prisoner.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye and sunken, which you have not, an unquestionable spirit, which you have not, a beard neglected, which you have not, but I pardon you for that, for your just having a beard is but a younger brother's revenue. But your hose should be unguarded, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You are rather quite devising your accoutrements, as to seeming the lover of yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair you. I would make me believe. I love.
Me believe it? You may sooner make her that you love believe it, which she is apter to do than confess she does. This is one of the points to which women still give lie to their consciences. But, in good sooth, are you he that hangs verses on trees, wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white-handed Rosalind, I thee. That unfortunate he.
But are you so in love as your rhymes speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and deserves as much a dark house and whip as madmen do. And the reason they are not also punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet, I confess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to consider me his love, his mistress, and I sent him every day to woo me, at which point would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, apish, fantastical, impulsive, gifted, full of smiles, for every passion something, and for no passion, truly anything, which women and boys are, for the most part, cattle of this color. Would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, then weep for him, then spit at him, and in such a way, I drove my mad suitor from his mad humor of love into a living humor of madness, which was to forswear the full stream of the world and live in a nook merely monastic. And thus I cured him, and so I shall take upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, and there shall not be one spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, you.
I would cure you if you would come every day to woo me and call me Rosalind.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
I will show you it. And by the way, you shall tell me where in the forest you live. Will you go?
With all my heart, good youth.
Nay, you must call me Rosalind.
Audrey, and how? Audrey, am I the man yet? Doth my simple features content you?
Your features? Lord warrant us. What features?
I am with thee and thy goats, as the most capricious poet, honest Ovid, was among the gods.
Oh, all each knowledge ill-inhabited, worse than Jove in a thatched house.
When a man's verses cannot be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with the forward child understanding, it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I would the gods had made thee poetical.
I do not know what poetical is. Is it honest indeed in word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly. For the truest poetry is the most feigning, and lovers are given to poetry, and what they swear in poetry may be said as lovers they didst feign.
Do you wish then that the gods had made me poetical?
I do truly, for thou swear to me thou art honest. Now if thou wert a poet, I might have hope thou didst feign.
You would not have me honest?
No, truly, unless thou wert hard favored. For honesty coupled to beauty is to have honey a sauce to sugar.
Material fool.
Well, I am not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Truly, and to cast away honesty upon a foul slut is to put good meat into an unclean dish.
I am not a slut, though I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praised be the gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But, be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martext, the vicar of the next village, and he has promised to meet me here in the forest and to couple us.
That is a meaning I fain would see.
Will the gods give us joy?
Amen. A man may, if he were of a fearful heart, stagger in this attempt. For here we have no temple but the wood, no assembly but the horned beasts. But what now? Courage. As horns are odious, they are necessary. It is said, many a man knows no end to his goods. Right. Many a man has good horns and knows no end of them. That is the dowry of his wife. 'Tis none of his own getting. Horns? Even so. Poor men alone? No, no. For the noble Aesir hath them as huge as a rascal. Is the single man therefore blessed? No. For a walled town is more worthier than a village. Therefore the forehead of a married man is more honorable than the bare brow of a bachelor. By how much defense is better than no skill, and by how much more a horn is more precious than to want. Here comes Sir Oliver. Sir Oliver, you are well met. Will you dispatch us here under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there no one here to give this woman?
I will take her on no gift of any man.
Truly she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed. I will give her.
Oh, good even, good master. What ye call it? How do you, sir? You are well met. I am very glad to see you, sir, even in your last company. Even with a toy in hand here, sir. Nay, pray, be covered.
Will you be married, Motley?
As the ox has his bow, the horse his curb, the falcon her bells, so man hath his desires. The pigeon's bills, so wedlock be nibbling.
But will you, being a man of your breeding, be married here, under a bush, like a beggar? Get you to a church. Have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow will but join you as they join wainscot, and then one of you will prove to be a shrunk panel, and like green timber, warp.
I am better in the mind to be married of him than of another, for he is not like to marry me well. And not being well married, it'll be a good excuse hereafter for me to leave my wife.
Go thou with me, let me counsel thee.
Come, Audrey. We shall be married, or we shall live in Bawdry. Farewell, good Master Oliver. Not, oh, sweet Oliver, oh, brave Oliver. Leave me not behind thee. Wind away, be gone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee.
'Tis no matter.